Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Megan Benanti and this is Rise and Shine. So let's take a look at our reading for today. I am again just doing a general reading for whoever needs it at whatever point. Sorry, I just can't get my brain wrapped around questions right now. So sometimes my own life gets a little bit intense. Okay, so today's charm. First charm is the potty. We have a little toilet, so some of you might pick a toilet. Great for flushing things out. We have a hot air balloon, so rising above a situation, getting perspective on it perhaps. And we have a big giant mouse, so he's kind of cute actually. So you're going to pick the toilet, the balloon, or the mouse, and you are welcome to skip ahead to where I have the giffies and comments, and that way you kind of know how to get to the next reading, so you don't have to linger through all this if you don't want to. And we'll take a look at what is best for you and what you need in this moment. So I'm going to start with a toilet, and it's a big old flushable potty. Not a bad thing. Sometimes we do have to flush ourselves out. And let's see what we have for you all. So you do have some challenges right off the bat. That's okay. I feel like with work, and this can also be personal life actually, but there's a sense of like not being able to move forward. Like you're not sure what direction you want to go or how you want to make that happen. And it might be also that you're not really feeling appreciated at your job right now. And so there's this sense of like, what do I do? What's going to be my next move? I'm not sure what to do here. Some of you might also be considering a loved one and going, when are they going to take the next step with me? Why aren't they moving forward right now? Perhaps they're held back in a way that you understand, but it's still frustrating for you. And we know how that is. You know, sometimes we want to be with someone, we know that they're going to take the next step, but we have to wait on them to process something or get through something. So, so that seems very apparent here. I also want you to really think about your own level of magic and how you might be able to manifest into this a little bit, about what might be a good direction for you to go, or what you might need to do at your job to get more recognition and to be acknowledged for the work that you do. Some companies are not good at that. That tends to be more of an old school way. But, you know, if you listen to Brene Brown's podcast, based on her book, Daring Greatly, she answers really interesting questions and looks at them in regards to, you know, how a business place can support and grow and cultivate their people. And, you know, even if it's not your business and you're working for someone else, this might be information that's helpful for you to listen to. And that was actually out on her most recent podcast. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the name, but I will post it in the notes below so you can look that up. It's such a great podcast. So, all right, now your personal life, I do feel like you're feeling strong there. There's a sense of being really content at home and, you know, enjoying spring and the energy that's surrounding you, things growing and beginning to thrive. There's also, like, I feel like your house is cozier than it normally is. For some of you, there might be more focus on a female figure, perhaps a mom or a significant other. And, you know, her energy is radiant and very caretaking and nurturing. There might also be some influence of money coming into her life that seems really positive right now. And there's a lot of choices that have to be made here, whether that's you or someone else. And so I feel like there's, you know, excitement and enthusiasm about a lot of these decisions. So this feels really positive. And I like the direction you're headed on a personal level. Now, in spiritual life, honestly, the first thing I got is like some of you are grieving right now. That, you know, someone has passed on and you're missing them at this moment. And, you know, perhaps you've passed an anniversary or a significant date about this person. But you need not fear. I mean, they're certainly okay on the other side. They're always in a better place. But I feel like you're connecting with that loss. There's also a sense of like, how do I grow spiritually forward right now? I feel like you're almost maybe afraid to let go of some belief systems you have because they're what you've known, they're what you were brought up with. And this is an interesting situation because you're holding on to them and you know they're not helping you anymore. And so I want you to really look at like, okay, how am I going to replace this belief system? What does that need to look like so I have something to hold on to, even so that I'm not holding on to something archaic? It was a weird time in my life when I let go of my own belief system and had nothing to grasp. And I was just sort of floating and wandering for several years where I was like, I don't know what I believe. Not completely. And so I feel like, you know, you're like, well, I don't want to let it go because I don't have anything better. So, well, think about that. How are you going to find something better? Maybe it's time to dive into a spiritual book or something that connects for you. This is part of flushing out the system. When we're thinking about our little toilet, you know, work life, I think there's clearing out there. And needing something fresh and revived in that situation. It doesn't necessarily mean a new job, but sometimes it might be your attitude about the job. Your personal life, I do feel like that seems good, and you've been flushing things out in there, so it's very fresh and anew. But your spiritual life is also ready to get rid of the old stuff, the old poop that's not working anymore, and look for something new and clean and pure in your life. So, okay, so that's our toilet, people. Let's take a look at our hot air balloon, and we'll see what exciting news we have for you this week. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that background noise. The rain is coming down hard right now. My dog is about to go into a panic attack. So, one of my dogs anyway. My other one's super chill. All right, balloon people. So let's see what's coming up for you. Okay. Well, you've got, oh, interesting. You've got a couple eights. And so, you know, that is the limniscate. What we call the infinity symbol in Tarot is a limniscate. And, you know, that's the continuous flow of energy, the in and out. And you've got a couple of those. So I do think, you know, there's an aspect where you're like, I feel a little stuck, a little stagnant. I'm not sure where I want to make change, how I want to make change, how to implement that change. And so the hot air balloon is this idea of giving you perspective and a higher, a better viewpoint on things. And even in the image, I've got an eagle here. So, you know, that's just kind of interesting to be able to fly above. I also feel like there might be a little bit of isolation that's happening for you right now, and feeling lonely and not sure who you want to connect with. Not that you don't have people, it's like you're just not even sure you want to bother. And that's okay. I know it's tough, but that is part of it. So you might be thinking a little bit about like, who's worth your time. Work for you, some of you guys are really struggling with a boss right now. Somebody who's a little overbearing and maybe judgmental or critical, certainly not supportive of you growing in your current position or nurturing you in that path. Others of you might really not be into your job, and you know that you're sucking at it right now, but you don't want to do it. Now, part of that too, we've got Queen of Pentacles, so this is, you know, ruling energy. That's our female ruler. So, you know, if you feel like I'm ready to upgrade and it's time because they're not going to move me up and they don't see me in this light, but I know I can do this, then maybe it's time for you to change and evolve and grow. You know, I do think that, and if you're ready to take on more responsibility, tell them this is the time to communicate that. Sometimes we take on the responsibility and the upgrade comes later. And coming out of COVID, that might particularly be true right now. You have to decide if you trust the person that you're working for enough that they will bring that bonus forward afterwards, but it's something to consider in there. Personal life, a lot of focus on our King of Swords here, that masculine energy, leadership, strength, stability. Also very much, to me, King of Swords is a good communicator. Doesn't mean that he communicates a lot. It means that he's good with his words, although he can be more reserved about him. So for those of you that you are this king, whether you're male or female, this is that energy of like, okay, I'm solid, I'm safe, I'm thinking ahead, I'm planning for my future right now. I know what I need to do to take care of me. And I feel like your best sense of growth is coming in your personal life at the moment instead of from your work life. Now, spiritually for you, this is a great card. We've got strength. It's about endurance and, seeing things through to the end. Perhaps, when we look back at that career, part of this is because you need to get to a particular point or a particular date before you feel like you can leave this particular situation. Sometimes we want to be there for a year or 3 years or whatever. And I also know that, as you look at this, it's like this idea of like, okay, I just need to do this for a little bit longer. Your ability to endure and be strong and connect with others is important. I also feel like your sexual energy right now seems very vibrant. And that, honestly, right now, that's part of your spiritual journey, is how you embrace and experience your sexuality, or be in the moment of that orgasm. So that's really super cool here for you. I also feel like your relationship situation has a sense of stability and, I should say, even if it's like a friendship, there's a sense that this is okay. This is here for the long haul. This is going to be good. So that all feels really positive to me. And I do think, you taking that hot air balloon, getting that ride, getting better perspective, all of that seems really significant as you kind of move through this right now. So, okay, that's our hot air balloon, people. So next, we're going to read for the little mouse, or he's kind of a big mouse in proportion to my other charms. I got new charms, yay, last weekend, but they're kind of big. But they're really cute, and it's kind of nice to find some charms just out shopping. Okay, so let's see what we have for our mouse people. Okay, so conserving, saving your money right now, that feels good. Interesting, all your numbers are 3, 4, and 5. So, you're kind of in this middle phase this week. And, some of you might have actually paid off some debt. Others of you are working on saving. This is really good. I like it when I see this. I see a lot of positivity. I see some real focus there and some determination. And that all seems super positive to me. Work feels terrible right now for you. And this just feels painful, and maybe there's some kind of loss at work. Did you not get the promotion? Did someone leave that you really loved working with? Is it overwhelming for you? Is this too hard of a job? And it sucks to think about that, but sometimes we need to really pull in the reins and it's like, I cannot handle this kind of stress in my life, if this isn't healthy for me. And the sooner we figure out that for ourselves, the happier we can be, because we can put ourselves into a different job that is more fulfilling for us, and we can really see that learning lesson. I definitely feel like you have pressure that on yourself here. I think some of that you put on you I also feel like for whatever reason, it's a little bit hard to breathe at work. Maybe you're in a smoker's environment. I'm not sure, but it's like the sense of choking feels like it's there. So some tough stuff in work. And, you know, we've got the mouse. So maybe something about feeling small or trying to be invisible and unnoticed is part of that. You know, a mouse certainly is going to squirrel away little things. You know, with that Four of Pentacles in the beginning, so that connects there as well. Your personal life, okay, so now I'm seeing more of this too. There's depression, there is sadness. This is coming into your work life. It feels a little bit overwhelming right now for you, and I feel though you're in the thick of it right now, and so I need you to figure out what's going to bring you some hope at this time. It feels like everything's kind of crammed in together, and I know that, you know, planetary wise our energies are really feeling that way right now. There's just like there's a heaviness to things, at least for many of us there are. So I'm definitely seeing that you're in that, and there's a sense of also being kind of locked into things, like you're putting a lot of boundaries or limitations on yourself, and I think that's the need for control, but I don't think these boundaries and limitations are actually helping you or serving you. So what happens if you let those go? What happens if you were to find something that could fulfill you at this time? And I'm not saying you need to go crazy or overboard. You know, sometimes that's doing something of a creative expression for us, doing a painting, drawing a picture, knitting, but create something that how you want to see yourself. So if you're working with fabric or yarn, do it for you. If you're doing it, if you're doing a painting or a drawing of some kind, draw the way you want to see yourself being happy and fulfilled, or draw where you are now and then draw where you want to be. That way you're getting both. And that's a very powerful tool to help you grow and to see your future. So, and this idea again of the mouse and being small and under the radar, maybe you need to kind of find your voice right now and get some of this depression and sadness out of you and talk about it with someone who will listen. All right, now spiritually, I feel like that's the area where you're really trying to grow right now. Perhaps you're getting some guidance, because I do feel like you're working with someone here. And I feel like your spiritual nature that you're working towards right now, it's about the instruction, but you're going to be gravitating towards that becoming your own the longer that you get comfortable in this area. So keep kind of plugging ahead and trusting your mentor, because I feel like you've got opportunities of goodness surrounding this difficult area. So I think that, you know, eventually it's like, if you want to scoop something up, you scoop up from underneath. And I feel like these cards are going to lift your other two up and help support you on this journey. So, you know, keep kind of, even though you feel small and tiny, keep kind of working at it like a little mouse would. You're going to have a much bigger impact. It just does take a little bit of time. All right, so that's it for this week, y'all. Appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed your reading. Give me a comment. I always appreciate the positive feedback, and I'll be seeing you guys again next week. Take care.